Hello. I just rewatched the video that I just sent you, and I wanted to add some things. At the same time, that's the second start of the video because I keep translating what my body does and what the things that it does and get translated in my mind are not those that actually apply or that are true, and that's bad. So I just restarted the video. What I want to tell you real fast is that first of all, while I was talking before, the word karma came in my mind. I don't know why, but this happens often. I don't know if this happens often, but it's gotten like kind of regular now. What I wanted to say is that Islam and Christianity get united, and they have references to a more ancient thing. While I had LSD on my vacation 3 months ago, I had lied down below a tree and I was looking at the stars on a Greek island. And what happened is I started having, first of all, I could see shapes that are not common to man getting appearing in the stars. So it was like new references to different star systems or shapes or astrology symbols were getting generated. They rose their hands and the hand was looking towards me, and I saw that there was an eye in the middle of their hand, okay, looking at me. At the same time, my hand was rising up in my body, and I had the intention of me showing them and opening my palm and showing my eye that was in my palm to them. And I knew, with no reason why I knew it, that this was really bad. Okay. At the same time, I realized that in the Islam, what they did in their prayers is they put their hands at each side of their head, and they open it while they're praying in that state, so the eyes could see directly to God, right? Okay. And at the same time, it came to me while I was having this communication with the stars, with the beings in the stars, that having eyes in your palm, inside of your head, is a link to ancient Greek god Panas. And if you see the movie, the Pan's Labyrinth, that is the connection, and that movie has something to say in, with images in, in a mental state, has a premonition, I don't know, at the start. So, some saints, a state where saints are, I don't know if all saints can be in that state, is a state in which they have eyes in their hands. And I've been in that state, and I'm fully aware of my eyes, of the eyes that I have in my hands. And also, in that state, I was shown possibly that, I don't know if it was an eye in my forehead, up high, I'm not sure about it, but there was something there, and that's, if you think about it, that's a place where Christians, Orthodox Christians, put oil in the baby when it gets baptized, and there was supposed to be that baptism was supposed to be the baby's protection in this world, okay? And other than that thing that was in my forehead, I had a barcode at the back of my neck. Okay. When I was in Patras, I went to see a woman that was linked to the Indians organization, and while I was speaking to her, she kind of got in a very weird. It was like she was a truly subconscious being, like a doll, and like she lost it literally, and she did. She showed her hands to me like she was moving and did this and this, so I could see both of the eyes in her palms, and that meant that her being saw me. So what we are self-realization. Do you know what this is? This, I think, is what happened to me, and it's like our beings can communicate, or we can see them. There is something that is linking the eyes that we have in our hands with our beings. Okay, and I presume, and I think, but I have no proof of that, or other than my own thinking, that ancient Romans, with their Ave thing going on, that they knew about this and they communicated in some way, but I'm not sure about it. So what happened is these things, these aspects of Christianity and Islam are connected to a much ancient thing that is linked to ancient god Panas. Also, the getting into the ground and kissing the earth that the Muslims do is also like giving respect and love to Mother Nature. And what happened the first times I got LSD is like I had a really deep connection to nature, and usually what happens is that I get connected with trees, or through nature, or I get connected to nature when I get LSD, or through special trees. Like we have a kind of connection that is weird, and I get to see stuff. For example, I was just walking on the road 10 days ago, and I saw a tree, and it told me, and I was shown that this tree was a Mayan tree, and I could communicate with them through that particular tree. Okay. In one other experience I had gotten LSD, and I was in a small hill here in Athens, and I was walking by the trees, and while I was walking, my hand lifted up by its own, went to I don't know what that was really. What the fuck? I went to a branch of the tree that had another dead branch on it that the air couldn't move, and it was like my hand went there by its own, and then I turned the head and I looked at it, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then I picked up the dead branch and dropped it, and it was like the tree was asking for my help. And what I was thinking about is that I want to build brothers, I want to build people like me, but it's not everyone can handle so much. Not everyone have this much willpower, I think. So, and there needs to be distribution of jobs. So one of these jobs is to make people dryads, you know, and have them take care of forests, or we could, each and every one of us could be a dryad and go have a connection with nature, because in one aspect we are God is nature, right? Yeah. Have you seen the movie that has blue aliens, and people do an invasion on them because in their homeland they have a mineral that is very Okay, that I'm not gonna say the name, but I would suggest that you look it up because it's really worth it. And that's actually one dream of mine. But I want to combine their kind of living with high technology, high tech. If you think about it, I am the invisible who keeps rising, and which is referred in the Severs of God of Kazantzakis. I've lived a lot of extreme things. What I want to say, first of all, I'm against karma, and I've seen 3 different things that are called karma. Before I become a Buddha within, before I freed my mind, I thought that everything I lived in my life was necessary for me to experience the mental liberation that I had. And it wasn't just the mental liberation, because psychologically I was at that place. So I was like a Buddha within. I was not just thinking about mental freedom. I was in that state. Okay. That's one aspect I had of it, but the thing is, I don't believe in previous lives, okay? The second thing about karma is that karma is God's will about you. So it's God's decision referring to your being, okay, or to you. Let's say better to you than to your being. The other thing is that I had taken like 400 micrograms of LSD just before I went to my vacation. Or was it after? I think it was before, yeah. And I got up in a hill here in Athens. And on the opposite side of me was a Parthenon, and on my left was another really big hill, and on top of it was a Christian, it's still a Christian church. So the first time of the first stages of LSD, I was just talking to some priests that I had the church as a reference, and I was talking to them. After a while, the whole of the reality was shaped around me, and it was like the roads were all looking towards me. It was like the whole city plan was changed, and everything was looking towards me, okay? So I was looking at the large hill, and the whole roads were around me in a circular way, you know, and night had fallen. Mostly it was like a sunset, right after a sunset. I'm also aware of my gestures, so did that mean I'm lying? Because I'm not. And all of the lights were pulsating in an orderly fashion, let's say, in a similar way. And while being in that hill, I got to speak with God. But there's a problem here, because I don't know with whose God I spoke to. And okay, while I was at that hill, I saw that it was me, the woman responsible of the Indians organization in Patras, and the guy here in Athens that is responsible for his organization, and we were entangled in a karma something, in a karma way, I don't know what, but I don't know what this means. at the same time, I think it was in that trip, in that night, that me and the saint and the guy responsible for the Indians organization here in Greece, who is the angel in the angel, he's not an angel, in the Empty Testament, we were kind of entangled in some way. I don't remember if it was in a karma way, but while I was writing the things in the Apocalypse and I was sending the letters, it came to me that me and those two were in this together. Now, I'm wondering if people get experiences like me, and because they get experiences like me, they get protected by monks or other people that are aware of this, in the same way that Dalai Lama gets reincarnated, not rain, and people in their and people find him and have him protected by bad people, if you think about it. But because if you're in a monastery, in a protected environment where in theory everyone is good, you are protected by it. So I wasn't, and I've eaten all of existence's seeds, but it's okay. Also, I'm. It gets to me that I'm aware. I'm not aware. It gets to me the thought that this guy, from the Indian organization here in Athens, is with me right now. So I don't know. No, don't talk to him. Beat the shit out of him. What else? Okay, what happens? So the saint has created a small, a short film that is on YouTube, and in that short film, it shows a man that is kind of lost, walking in the city, and that man experiences some very weird things. That these things happen to me too. And in the video, a woman is also showed that woman lives a careless. The man has a really stressed life and does boring things, and the woman has a really careless life. Plays music, talks to trees or dances around trees, and has a connection with. Has a lot of colors in her life, while the man is in black and white, or grey colors. And the woman has a connection with Indians, and the whole thing is that there's a war between them, and sometime comes that they both get united and start fighting each other. Okay. And in this short film, it showed that with a coin, it showed that the guy moves a coin in his hand, and in this coin he can see a shape, okay? And what I've realized, or it came to me, I don't know if it's true because I didn't do it, is that I could go to a store, a cafe, or a bar. I don't know what, because I haven't done it. And if I left €1 as a tip, it would mean that I would buy this place. That's not it. I don't know what happens really, because I haven't tried it, and I don't want to slave or have other subconscious beings work for me without them knowing, so I have rejected it. And now I think I'm even more than that. In the summer, three or 4 months ago, while I was empowered by my girl who was with me at the time, she was my guest in my house, I was given the option of rising and becoming an angel with many eyes. And that option was given to me 2 times, I think, and I rejected it 2 times, and I was kind of scared of it, and I was laying on my back. I woke up, I realized that was going to happen. I just ran out and ate some chocolate because I thought that would make it go away, and it did make it away. So that's one thing. And a few days later, or a month later, or something like that, it was like I became in a state that reality was split in 2, and in one hand I had the human reality, and in the other hand I had the reality of the world that magic took place, in which world I had been in a dream. Okay, and these 2 things get linked to me in my mind to the experiences that people get with DMT beings, that the DMT beings have get to see multiple realities at the same time, right? But I don't know if that refers to those 2 realities, or that refers to a possibility of things that can happen in one reality. So, for 20 seconds, I came in a state when I could watch as if I had 2 windows in my PC open, and in one life was the human life, and the other was the world of wizards. The characteristics of that world is that they have different shapes than man. For example, a girl had a red eye, as if she was a transformer. There was a girl with 6 breasts, and they were kind of alien-like. Okay, I was there with my own shape. Okay, the woman responsible of his organization in Patras has completely no idea what's going on. Yet, I think she rules the whole city, but I'm not sure of it. What happens is that while I'm walking on the road or being in the subway, I'm seeing the faces of the Indians organization members in other people's faces. And at the first time that happened, I was violated psychologically. I was filled with anxiety, and I flipped, kind of. I didn't get crazy, but it was a really rough experience. So, having that in mind, one that has grown up in knowing only monks, and has grown up in a protected environment, or has grown up and known spiritual people that are, let's say, connected with Buddhism. That Buddhism is the ultimate high-end, not religion, but organization, you know, you got it. Not state of mind, but attitude towards existence. Okay, if one gets in that, if his surroundings and his surrounding people are of that mentality, he won't get any of the shit I got unless he wants to meet other people. Yeah. I don't know what else to tell you. Oh, I thought I was I created like a video, and I had passed that video to my laptop, and right before my own eyes, the file, which was 15 or 12 gigabytes large, was removed from the laptop in front of my own eyes, and I was told, you are in the Matrix. And after a while, like on the same evening or a day after that, the file reappeared, and I was told that angels who live in a world different than ours, that I don't know if they are the angels of the many eyes. I was told by them that, first of all, they felt pity. They felt pity for me, and they told me that I live in the Matrix, and I shouldn't forget it. And I was also told that you were watching me because I'm the one. So I don't know if that was said to me 3 days ago, and I don't know if you're aware. Yeah. David Starr has starting to rise up in my views, in my field of view, and their symbol, the Jewish symbol of the thing that you put 7 candles on, it has arisen to me before I even get to pay any attention or start reading about Judaism. Self told me 2 or 3 years ago that I was the 4th promise. Yeah. If you can also send, okay, that's what I wanted to tell you. The first time I did a lot of LSD, 400 micrograms, I was on a healing patras, and I saw something really weird. That I was like, we had a black hole right here, and there was a line coming near the black hole, okay, and it was like that line could go in, and similarly, the way light gets bended, the line would get bent around the black hole. And people who might get too close to the black hole would probably shatter and go into different orbits around the black hole or something like that. If you think about it, if one gets in the black hole, does a full circle, and then leaves, that creates the letter of Omega of the Greek alphabet. And God says, I am the Alpha and I am the Omega, which is cool. And that perception of existence was inside my head while I was on LSD. It was really weird, and that happened to me when I was on the hill here in Athens, and I talked to the being, to the god of Athens, or to the god in general. Oh, and after that, I told you it's like I was a Sumerian king, that I had awoken. I went and I had a shower, and dust was coming out of my hair, and that's really weird. Not dust, it's sand, brown sand, and that's and that's really weird because I didn't touch my head somewhere. Okay. I wanna meet you all, you know. I wanna meet all of you. And that gesture meant, but we have a job to do. And at the hill at Athens, I went a bit lower. I was on the top of the hill while I was talking to God. I went to a bit lower, and on I think it was on another plane of existence that is in a different frequency than ours. It could be the level of alchemy and magic. There was a group of 4 or 5, I think 3 or 4 kids, all male, and I perceived them to be centaurs. And I think that was it was a thing that I have destroyed. I have you know, what's the word? That doesn't apply yet. That while on LSD I shouldn't drink any water, or while having communication I shouldn't drink any water. I think it was because water was changing the spiritual level, but I don't know if that applies still. I know that I don't give a shit if that applies, and when I get LSD, I also get water. So, those guys were centaurs, and I asked some water from them, and they gave me a bottle of water that had this much at the bottom, and the water was glowing yellow, and I drank it, and I immediately threw it up, and it was like, it was not said to me, it was said mentally, or it was let to be known by me that this would be the start of my journey in Earth, or something like that. But I don't believe it, because you have often I get multiple things explaining things in my life that are really just a mental thing, they don't apply, but I don't know about it. The thing is that in my summer vacations I was told, welcome to the afterlife, right at the period, or it could be on the same evening that I started talking to the Mayans. And there are, according to where you are, to the place you are, you have like different energies. I think there are places that have other effects on you, or that there are some places that are that have energy. I don't know how to explain it, because I don't know what's going on really. And I know that being near ancient Greek, or on the place of ancient Greek ruins, that calms me down very much. Also, in in a really high up level of an LSD trip, I saw that it was like there are representatives, or it was, I presume there were representatives of each race that are spiritual leaders in a place outside of existence. In that place that I saw the black hole, and the black hole was the whole of existence. Okay, and I saw on an aspect of it, I saw that characteristics of those entities were the same, and it was like those entities were connected. If you look it up, first of all, it's about the eyes in the hands. Okay, if you look it up, a lot of religions, you will find the concept of the destroyer in a number of different religions. For example, I'm the destroyer in the religion of Christianity, let's say, and there is Shiva, who is the destroyer in Hinduism. I don't know if I should have said this name. It also came to be, to me, that, and I think that was because they wanted to get me involved in Hinduism. I don't give a fuck about them really. That I was Shiva, and I think they wanted to get that name and get that characteristic or trait from the side of the Indians' asshole, because they wanted me to be that, to be part of them. Also, before I gather many names, it aroused in the duration of my day that I was an elephant, and I think this still happened yesterday night. That first of all, I'm an elephant who is hiding below like his finger because I don't want to be a god. And secondly, while I have this form, if you look it up, in Hinduism, there is a god that looks like an elephant, and they tried one time to convince me that was an Hinduistic god. And I don't have any relationship with Hinduism. We should be brothers. When I was on that hill and I could see the whole of existence as a black hole, I was screaming. I was like, someone is corrupting things in here. Someone is corrupting things in here. And it was the Indian. Okay. And it's funny because I don't know. We must do something. You should. I'd like for this video to be known and be spread. And my name is Adonis, and whoever wants to come and visit me, or show me things, and I could make videos that refer to those things. I plan, or the whole thing for me is first of all expanding the knowledge of man, because I'm a scientist on my base. Share things that I know and deconstruct, analyze and make better things that are, for example, Buddhism. And you know, they're supposed, one of the things I write in my writing is, I'm the teacher and I'm speaking out loud. And it aroused to me yesterday fucking esoterics or esoterists, I don't know what's the word in English, esoterics. Why do you keep things for yourself, or why are you not spreading the knowledge so that everyone knows? So, I'll probably make a video because you showed me, and that video, something, and that video is gonna called I Destroyed Buddhism. Or, because I don't want to be aggressive, I don't know if I think the name has a role to play, and I don't want to be aggressive. I want to say, but I also want to make something that will be heard by people, and not have just 200 views or something. I want to say that Buddhism has wrong things, and I plan to make them better. What I plan to do is expand our mentality, our thinking, our brain damage. It came to me. Our thinking, our perception. I'll translate my writings and send to you. I've written some really harsh things, and I was told by the saint, please do not curse them. And I've done exactly that for a human. But I want to send it to you and see what happens. That. People get controlled in various ways. It's either like being in the Matrix, or being in as they are a robot in the Westworld TV series. And I myself have gotten in a situation where I was building up a flow that would lead to me getting a girl, and that happened without me knowing what was going on. And just because I left one guy of our group pass me in a path, I lost the girl. That means that there are people that have control over us, over what happens, without in a different level of perception of existence, and we have no clue that our lives are all structured in a certain way because of them. And I don't know what part God has to play with that, because I've experienced 4 or 5 or 6 times what I've called wholeness, and in it I could see it was like that happened 7 years ago, the last time it happened, and I could see it was like what I could see was the surface of the sea, and it was all connected. So I'm now looking at my wall, and at the same time looking at the home that is across the street, right? And while being in that state, that would be kind of connected as if they were on the surface of the sea. So, if one imagines someone intervening in their lives and in your life and creating things or managing things, who is that does that? Does he listen to what I want, and what does he want? Because I think that the ones who do that, I've experienced, but that if not in its totality, in great sectors, what happens in Athens, the man of the Indian organization here in Athens is responsible for. And he has gotten my life really hard. He has created many problems. They've also sent girls near me after I've gotten LSD, as if they were not presents, but they were spiritual whores for me to harvest or use, you know. And I don't like that, even if I want a girl, because I think erotic love empowers me and heals me. At the same time, God, who I don't think that it was God, I think that it was the motherfucker who was playing with my head, came and told me he should only finish inside your girl. And I don't think that applies, because I'm human, and that's not what humans do, you know? There shouldn't be such an absolute thing controlling a person's life as being married. That's a Christian bullshit, and Christians... it was supposed to be because I chose the girl, and that's the reason the Christians say you should marry only one, you know? But that's not the case. That's inferior to the freedom of man with a capital M. Yeah. I didn't post the links to the other videos. I'll probably, because I'm saying names in them, and I don't want to tell you their names really, because I don't know what will happen. It's only a matter of time to me to learn things and start fucking with them, because they're scums. It's only a matter to me to gain some power, or not power. I have power, willpower. It's about getting the knowledge of how to channel it and start cancelling out their abilities. For example, if I go downtown Athens, the whole center is like is being controlled, or is being infused by the essence of the Indian Sky organization responsible here in Athens. Yeah. I don't know how far in you've gone to existence, but if you go down this path, they will try to fuck with your brain. But most of it, like all of it, is about you believing them. And for example, I have read the Apocalypse in a video, and I'm having it on YouTube in case I die. I told you to be released in an automatic timer. While I was up there, which is the same hill that I saw for the first time existence as a black hole, I was listening to angels, and they told me a name that I had chosen for myself from the movie I'm gonna say it if you wanna skip 5 seconds. It's called Waltzman, and I'm Rorschach. Okay, they are locked in here with me. It's not me with them, you know, because I'm gonna fuck them up. So the angels told me, Rorschach, you should remember this name. And through it, they tried to make me believe that I was kind of one of them. And 2 months later, 10 days ago from now, the last time I've gotten LSD, I threw up. It was like I threw up some saliva or something like that, and it was symbolic because I threw up a Rorschach, and I understood that they tried to manipulate me. The first time I've gotten MDMA, before, at the time that I rejected Satan and one of his 2 sources, I threw up the same thing. It was like saliva, and I now realize that I had thrown up Satan himself. So some things not empower me. There's something in my core being, in my essence, that without me knowing, it does things. Self-realization until I am connected with myself, my being. I don't know. We're not supposed to talk for those things out loud, right? Who says that? I don't agree. Whoever it is, I don't agree. Speak out loud. Otherwise, you're gonna have this. I was thinking that there was a reason why the ancient Egyptians were worshipped like gods. Everyone, the reason being that everyone was able to see them in the spiritual realm. And that spiritual eye has been deprived from us. They have taken it from us. Everyone should have the ability to see. We should talk about everything openly. We should talk about luring in genes and manipulating people. We should talk openly about evil. The fear of it creates it. We shouldn't have a defense against the dark arts. We should have teachings about dark arts. We should learn everything. Because if you know how to control someone, you would know when someone is being controlled. I don't want ethical people. I don't want Jedi. I want Jedi. Or Jedi. Or Jedi. It's written differently. You should look it up. Jedi. You should also look up, if you want to, the story of the father of the Star Wars lore. It's really nice. If you want to see it.